રિલાયન્સ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીઝ અને રિલાયન્સ ફાઉન્ડેશન દ્વારા સોમવારે વંતારા સ્ટાર ઓફ ધ ફોરેસ્ટ પ્રોગ્રામ લોન્ચ કરવામાં આવ્યો હતો અને આ સત્ર પહેલા હેઠળ એક ઘાયલ અને શોષિત પ્રાણીઓના બચાવ સંભાળ અને સંરક્ષણ પુનર્વસન માટે ભારત અને વિદેશમાં કરવામાં આવશે.
You all saw the entire hospital, you all saw the entire rescue center. The hospital is a one of the kind hospital in India for wildlife related issues. You also saw our research center. In our research center, we are extremely proud of our researchers and our vets because in such a short period, we have only been live for maybe 18 months, 18 to 24 months. I think our team has really worked really hard, and I'm sure in the time to come we will give great results in terms of publications, in terms of new medical research, and we'll also be able to proudly say that our Green Zoological Research and Rescue Center will be one of the world's largest wildlife rescue center. I've already interacted with all of you in some manner. I am open to any questions you all would have.
So when did this really start, and do you see, as you said, that it's an ongoing process? When will it be complete?
So, as you know, that in a hospital, everything takes like every unit gets added. So the process is going to be ongoing. We'll build slowly and slowly. In Hindi, there is saying "boon boon se sagar banta hai." So this is something which will take a lot of time. We don't have a definite answer as to by when there'll be an end date because there's no end date. Every time we'll be adding something new, and it all started. We started the wildlife rescue center building in the peak of COVID. So as you know, the whole world was suffering, and we all had some time to think about it. So in the peak of COVID, we started building the wildlife rescue center, and whatever you saw today, including the elephants we built from 2010. So the elephants, because we created a jungle of 600 acres, so you saw the plantation. So we created an entire habitat for the elephants, and that started in 2010. 2008 was our first rescued elephant. So that's been a long way. And in terms of the rescue center, Greens Zoological Rescue Center, this started in the year 2020. So we started 2020 and 2021 beginning, and we built all of this in a record time. I would say you saw everything. It looks like an established jungle.
What's the kind of staff that works here? Where do you
So as we've discussed earlier in our interactions, we have a total of about 3,000 people working for Green's Zoological Research and Rescue Center. Out of that, I would say we have approximately 20 to 30 expats. All the expats are in the role of teachers or professors. We take young graduates who have just finished their veterinary graduation, and we take young graduates from different backgrounds like nutritionists. We also have some human doctors who are extremely passionate about animals. So we have got them. So our team comprises of everyone, and we have a lot of experts who come in for specific periods of time. For example, we just did a surgery 3 or 4 days ago, and we had Dr. Shanti Bhushan coming in from the US. We've used many times in the past, we have used human expert doctors on cases because we always like to experiment, so we ensure that the animals do not suffer and we can get them fully cured. Yes.
Coming back to the earlier discussion that where you said that this could be made open to the public for the educational purposes. So are we looking at any timeline for that?
So so the current place where you are is a rescue center. As you saw, when the animals are still traumatized, so we can't, animals come first to us. So as soon as the animals settle, we'll open for human visits. and our first priority are animals. So we can't tell you a timeline because it depends on when the animals get used to it. You saw today also how they were get. So it's unfair to put the animals in any stress. However, our zoological park, which will be ready soon, I would not want to give you a timeline because we do everything to make it perfect, will be open for the public. Again, it's a completely no-profit venture. It's a complete for education, for wildlife, rescue work, and our zoological park is going to actually be based on conservation of endangered species, and our zoological park should be open soon for the public, and everyone from the public all across India and the world will be able to enjoy this. Yes, please.
So your source of inspiration,
My source of inspiration is my mother. My mother, since my childhood, has always told me to be passionate towards animals. My mother in her childhood had kept 30 dogs, and all the dogs were rescued strays in Mumbai. She lived in Santa Cruz. Her father was extremely passionate about animals and animal rescues. My grandfather, late Shri Dhirubhai, also would take me to the slaughterhouse when I was a young kid to rescue animals like chickens and goats, and at one point I had more than 200-300 goats at my house in Cuff Parade in Mumbai, and many cows. At that time you could rescue cows also from the slaughterhouse. I'm talking about 1997, 1998, 1999. So we rescued a lot of cows, and I think my mother has always been a great support, and she's always told me that how much ever punya you can gain in life, you should do that. And I think by helping the animals who have no voice, it's something which is extremely important to me, and I am a big believer in our religion, and I'm extremely religious. So in our Sanatan Dharma, Ram Bhagwan had Jatayu, and he blessed a squirrel, something as small as a squirrel was blessed by him. Shri Krishna, there's a saying, Hati Ghoda Pal Ki, Jai Kanhaiya Lal Ki. So Shri Krishna always had elephants and horses, and he took care of them. Mata Rani always rode on a tiger or a lion, and Hanumanji was himself in avatar of a monkey, and Ganesh is an elephant. So the Ganesh is, so I take inspiration from our Hindu scripts, and I think that Shri Krishna said that every life is the same, may it be human or animal. So I take a lot of inspiration from our religion, and I work towards, because I think that we physically can't see God, but what we can see are the animals. It's all God's creation, and I think by whatever I can do for the ones who I need, I think that's my service to God. That's my inspiration.
Yes. Are all these animals rescued? Because I think there were some transfers also from Junagadh, some leopards came from there, and some black panthers
Yes,
from Assam.
so all the animals are rescued. So referring to a question of Junagadh, all the leopards there were rescued.
Okay.
So they rescue leopards, and we got them, including the Assam leopards. They were rescued originally, and then the zoo was facing constraints, so that to decongest it. So we got them here.
Where did the leopard come from while we were walking?
I don't know yet because I've not taken. It's too early. I've not taken a thing. It's like I don't.
Mr. Mani, you're talking about education a lot.
Yes.
The kind of infrastructure was built around here. Are we looking at a future university for wildlife where you can educate and giving degrees on wildlife?
We are. We currently also have got people coming here for young vets and young doctors coming here for a year to 2 years, and we are training them. And in the next 3 to 4 years, we'll have a full-fledged university for wildlife where we'll train wildlife veterinarians, we'll train captive management in zoos, and our aim is to do capacity building. So all the 150 zoos in India become world class, and we are a world leading facility across all states and across the country. India should be the first in setting standards, and the world will follow us, where our animals are not treated badly, where the world looks at us for animal welfare and wildlife welfare.
Any future plans to open up this kind of facility?
So, sir, can we say we will be the future animal rescue capital of the world? Jamnagar will be the future.
I think we'll work towards that. And for me, Jamnagar, for my grandfather, Jamnagar was his karma bhumi. For my father, it was his karma bhumi. For me also, it's my karma bhumi. A whole new energy initiative is here. With my dad, the passion for the animals is also here. And as I told you, that this is just the beginning, and you've seen for yourselves. And that would be an endeavor, that we'll be able to rescue as many as animals as possible, and we'll also be able to conserve and protect the endangered species. Thank you. Yes.
How do you ensure that this does not like sort of become a breeding ground for zoonotic diseases? Because you know that a lot of it.
So, as you know, that we have strict quarantine measures. You saw the entire hospital. So we have a whole lab. We have a lab with 90 technicians. So we pay extreme attention to zoonotic diseases, because as you know, zoonotic vice versa. Humans can give diseases to animals and animals can give diseases to humans. We have to protect the animals and the humans. So we have very strict measures. All our caretakers have to have personal protection equipment, and we test very regularly. We test maybe fortnightly, and we are whatever precautions we can take, we are taking. So today we showed you the Elephant Rescue Center. The Elephant Rescue Center was something which was built over a period of 10 to 12 years. We have created a forest